A 2014 Funalytics study concluded that 84% of vegetarians and vegans abandon their diet. Don't be part of that statistic. In this video, I share 5 tips for new vegans to successfully go plant-based. These tips are based on my experience going and staying vegan for many years, and I hope they help you in your plant-based journey. If this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn how to adopt a whole foods plant-based diet, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. As a new plant-based eater, you are probably the only vegan in your social circle. This situation will make you stick out from the crowd and can feel fairly alienating. The long-term solution is to expand your social circle to include more vegans. In one of my other videos, I provide some guidance on how to do just that. In the meanwhile, the best approach is to virtually surround yourself with other vegans. The easiest way to do this is to subscribe to plant-based podcasts and listen to them as often as you can. Subscribing to plant-based YouTube channels helps too, but I find that they are not as portable and convenient as podcasts. For example, you can listen to these podcasts while you're cooking, driving, or doing house chores. Even though podcasts are a one-way form of communication, by listening to them, you train your subconscious to believe that you're not alone in your journey, and you get a continuous drip of motivating vegan content. For example, I like the Plant Strong podcast because they often share stories of everyday people going plant-based. In contrast, the Nutrition Facts podcast shares the latest conclusions of nutritional studies and how they relate to plant-based eating. Lastly, the Exam Room podcast frequently has plant-based expert guests from the health industry. There are many more vegan podcasts out there, but the above 3 are what I listen to the most. Check out the description below for a list of my favorite podcasts. In short, plant-based podcasts will help motivate, educate, and inspire you to reach your plant-based goals and are an effective tool in going vegan. You've been eating animal foods for probably most of your life. We're talking about probably decades of your life spent eating animal-based foods. Going vegan is a big decision and it will impact your current lifestyle. Lifelong habits need to be abandoned and new habits need to be adopted. Psychologically, building new habits like learning how to cook without oil takes time, at least 21 days. And that's why it's important to transition slowly into plant-based eating. You don't want to get discouraged by taking on too many lifestyle changes at a time. Physiologically, your body also needs time to transition to a vegan diet. Your gut will need time to shift to a more fibrous diet. Furthermore, your taste buds need time to adapt to the new foods so that vegan foods start to become more tasty to your palate. Socially, you'll need time to develop the skills necessary to maintain your new lifestyle around your friends and family. These skills include explaining to others your new vegan lifestyle, discovering new restaurants to go to with your friends and family, and generally navigating social situations as a vegan. The best way I know to transition slowly is to take it one meal at a time. Specifically, I encourage you to veganize your breakfast first the first week or two during your transition. Then when you're consistent in doing that, spend the next week or two veganizing your lunch. Finally, do the same for dinner and snacks. In short, by using the strategy I just mentioned and transitioning deliberately and slowly into a plant-based diet, you systematically overcome the various barriers holding you back from adopting a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. If you're new to the plant-based lifestyle, leave a comment down below and let me know what you find difficult as a new vegan. Obviously, going plant-based is all about the food you eat, so you'll need to learn new recipes. There are many plant-based cookbooks and websites out there offering recipes. However, I find it's a good idea to keep a master recipe list. Everyone has their own preferences in what type of vegan meals work for them. For example, a popular plant-based cookbook is the How Not to Die cookbook. However, even though I highly respect Dr. Michael Greger, this cookbook wasn't really working for me. I find the recipes a bit too complicated, ingredients often difficult to find in the grocery store, and preparation time a little too long. In contrast, the recipes in Dr. Esselstyn's book Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease were more in line with my preferences. The way I keep a master recipe list is by collecting recipes in Evernote. I have an Evernote app on my phone, and every time I run into a recipe that I like, I add it to the list. Here's my actual recipe list in Evernote. As you can see, I break it up into different sections sections like breakfast and dinner. Some items are hyperlinks that link to another Evernote showing the full recipe. This list is also very helpful when I go grocery shopping, as all the ingredients I need to shop for are in one location. So give building a master recipe list a try and see if it helps going vegan easier. Speaking of grocery shopping, at the beginning of your journey, I highly recommend using online grocery shopping. You can either have your groceries delivered or do grocery pickup. I recommend online grocery shopping because some of the ingredients you need to make plant-based meals are probably ones you haven't been shopping for before. This is true especially for spices. So while your transition is going to take you longer than usual to shop for your new plant-based foods, you can alleviate a lot of stress involved in going vegan by having someone else shop for you. My recommendation is to use the online grocery shopping services from the grocery chain themselves. In other words, use the online shopping services from Walmart instead of Instacart. I find services like Instacart can have quality issues and you have to pay extra for using their services. On the other hand, places like Walmart have free online pickup. Another benefit of online grocery shopping is that you are more intentional about the foods you buy, be less likely to buy vegan junk food, make spontaneous purchases, or revert back to buying animal-based foods. In short, although I recommend eventually learning how to shop for plant-based foods, in the beginning, going plant-based is difficult enough without the added stress of learning new grocery shopping skills. So I highly recommend online grocery shopping when you're first starting out. Sometimes when I see friends and family enjoying foods that I used to enjoy, like fried chicken, steaks, and pizzas, I do get jealous. These foods bring about nostalgic feelings in me, even though logically I know they're very unhealthy. During times like these, I like to remember why I chose to go whole foods plant-based in the first place. Specifically, I like reading Dr. Greger's book, How Not to Die, and rewatching Forks Over Knives documentary. Those things remind me that eating plant-based lowers my risks of getting heart disease, diabetes, and cancers. Reading about those diseases scares me and motivates me to avoid them. Furthermore, I also think about my family and especially my son. I eat plant-based so I can have a long, fulfilling life with him. I want to be around for my son as long as I can, and I think living a whole foods plant-based lifestyle supports that goal. It's easy for personal health to slip away if you don't pay attention to what you eat. So whatever reason you have for starting or being curious about a whole foods plant-based lifestyle, I encourage you to cultivate that motivation as often as you can. If you're struggling to adopt a whole foods plant-based diet, feel free to email me and let me know how I can help. It's in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, be sure to subscribe and share, and I'll see you next time.